first year in Stockton for us, I thought we all had a lot of fun. The fans came out and were great. Obviously, we didn't win as many games as we wanted to, and I think next year, we'll fight for that playoff spot.
What about in terms of you as a player? What did you feel you grew and improved on over the course of the season?
I think every pro game you get a little more under your belt and you learn a lot more. I played the first NHL game this year, and that was huge for me, and it's building, whether it's, the physicality of the game or just working on those, hand skills and shooting. I think it improved all the year, and it will keep going.
You were one of those guys that played the most games up in Calgary. What was the biggest takeaway from you during your time up there, and was there anything that Bob up top maybe mentioned to you as you were assigned back to Stockton?
Yeah, it's just to keep working hard, and when you get up there, you realize how close it is, and you look at the guys who are here playing. And there's a lot of great players in Stockton that will play in Calgary, in years coming up, and it's just keep going, keep working on those little skills, and it's not far away, like I said.
Is it special for you to know that you play the same way at the AHL as you did in the NHL, and the fact that you're willing to take on anything, you're willing to go to the net, the dirty areas, and get pucks free and try and contribute any way you can?
Yeah, definitely. It was a huge confidence boost too, just to know, that's really when you find out your abilities are, you're good enough to be there, and I realize that, and I'm going to keep working to stay there as long as I can.
What's the key to starting next season there and even staying there?
Yeah, it's it starts with a good summer of training and going into camp, knowing what kind of player I am, and like you said, going to the dirty areas, whether that's right from the start of camp and into those exhibition games.
Was there one specific thing that you felt you improved on quite a bit this season from years past?
I think being more consistent was a big thing I wanted to focus on, and I think I improved that this year, and that's something that will help me get to the next level.
What about in terms of leadership ability? Obviously, you wore an A on your chest the entire year. Was it important for you to kind of learn from some of the other veteran leaders and try and apply some of what they are able to pass along to you into your leadership skills over the course of the year?
Yeah, definitely. We had a great older crew in there, and you look at Aaron, and the way he leads, a lot of guys follow him, and you pick up a lot of things that, as many years as he's been around the league, he's picked up stuff, and you learn stuff every year, whether that's leading by example or, knowing when to talk in the room, knowing, how the feel of the room is. That's experience. That's what you learn, and guys feed off that. So this year, having a letter, I learned a lot, and, a lot of great guys, and then the other A's like Ellie and Riles, whoever was wearing one in the games when we didn't have Aaron, but it's a big lesson, lessons learned for guys, and we'll keep growing with it.
What about for you last year? You obviously did not have an NHL contract. You were trying to earn one. You earned one over the season, and now playing with an NHL contract. Was there any differences in how you approached the game, or did you approach it the same way, just kind of the mentality going into it?
I think I approached it the same way, and that's what I tried to do. You ask a lot of the guys, and you don't want to think about your contract when you're playing the game. It's not what you want to think about. It's not what you want to focus on, and if you are, you're not totally in the game, and you're not going to be giving your best. So I kind of put that in the rearview mirror, and it was nice knowing that my contract's not up until the end of next year. So I just got to play this year and did my best.
A lot of the time you were here, you were paired with Freddie and Kenny. What was the key for you guys, and what made that line tick so well this season?
Yeah, I think we all bring a little bit different skills to that line, and we're all friends off the ice too, so it makes it pretty easy. You look at Kenny's skill, and it's unbelievable. And you look at the way Freddie creates time and space, and how he is in the face-off circle with the puck a lot. And that's I enjoyed playing with those guys a lot, and that's end of the year kind of brings that. It's who knows when it will happen again, so it's kind of tough. But
was it kind of cool and kind of telling, I guess, the success that line had, and you all found yourself up in Calgary at some point in time during the year? Was it kind of cool to know that entire line made its way up there?
Yeah, definitely. And then you take a little bit of pride from that too. You realize that your effort, may have helped someone else. Like, you feel accomplished too, with guys around you, and also all the guys who played games this year. You really realize it's a team effort. Although it's individual success, it goes a long way.
A lot of big moments for you, obviously. Was there anything that stood out? Obviously, I'm sure your NHL debut was one, but any other moments maybe in Stockton that stood out to you?
Yeah, I mean, even at the end, we're fighting for a playoff spot, and we're in overtime, and Freddie goes like corner bar in. That was a special moment, and it keeps us in a playoff hunt. That was, even though it was the end of the year, it was huge.
How was the transition to the Pacific Division for you personally, going from 76 to 68 games?
I had an injury, for a month in the year too, so it was a little different for me. But less games, it's, you want to say it's healthier, but you practice a lot more than you would. The travel's a little tough in the Pacific, whether we're busting down to San Diego or where we're headed. But I think it's something you just you learn to play with, and it was definitely interesting, living in Maine and coming out to California for the first time for a long time. It's different, but it was enjoyable.
You got any off-season plans that don't revolve around hockey?
Big Red Sox fan, so I'll be going to Fenway a lot and taking a little break right now and resting up before training.